This time we'll be comparing breadboards sourced from the UK with those sourced from the Far East. First up, we'll talk about these tiny boards. They're useful for modular construction, which is often a good way to go unless you know exactly the circuit ahead of time, in which case maybe you wouldn't be using breadboard anyway, but I don't know. Sometimes they're useful, sometimes not. You can't put a really big circuit on it. So these are from Pimoroni. I always thought it was Pimoroni, but it's pronounced Pimoroni. They sell a lot of Raspberry Pi stuff and Arduino stuff. Ignore the connector on it. Obviously, that didn't come with it. This board costs £2. So these cost £2 each. They're pretty good. I'm happy with them so far. They've got good connections, good positive connections. At the same time, I also ordered from the Far East these guys. These are very similar looking, but whereas these Pimoroni ones cost £2 each, these 6 boards cost £1.67 in total, including postage and packing. So 6 for less than one of these. Now, what's the difference? Is it worth it? The UK ones, UK sourced, I should say. No doubt everything's made in China. But these have got these notches on, handy for connecting them together, obviously. They've got a couple of screw holes, in case you wanted to screw them down. These do not. No notches, no screw holes. They do have a sticky pad though. That's not a deal breaker. You don't always connect them by notches here. I'm just using the cables, so that's not that important. I suppose if you wanted to, you could take all the sticky backs off and stick them on another board, and that's how you would connect them together. I'm wandering around loosely, but whatever. So the really important thing is how well things fit in them, because sometimes with cheap breadboards they don't fit well, and sometimes you can create most of a circuit and then the last bit you're trying to get on, like a microprocessor or something, you can't actually fit because it's got lots of pins. So you didn't realise how bad the breadboard was until you got to that point. So let's test them. Let's test the, well, you can see here already from this is the header. It's a little bit bent. I've been testing using this. So let's test. This is pretty much a difficult test, getting all of these pins in at once. The more pins you have to simultaneously insert, the harder it is. So let's see if I can get all these in. And I have. Some of them have got pushed out a bit, but they've all gone in. To be honest, I used this one earlier, so it's already been pushed around a lot. And I'll just take an easy route for getting it out. Lever it up a little bit. So here you can see that was a pretty difficult thing to fit in, and that was no problem. So small components, no problem. Now let's try, maybe not fair using this battered one. Let's use a different header. Same size, same test. Let's see. I'm going to try working slowly from each end so that I give it the best chance I can. Obviously these are standard pitch headers. They should fit in. And I'm not going to push it anymore because I'll just distort these header strips, which is what happened here. That's why these pins move so easily. I can actually move them with my fingers because I tried to plug this into these boards and it actually pushed the pins out, which you don't want. So it's failed that complicated test, which is, to be fair, an unusual test. Let's come up with something a bit better. Let's look for something a bit more realistic. Let's go for something a bit more realistic here. Here's a socket. Now, this is actually not that fewer pins. It is, the pins are sharper though, so they're easier to fit in. That seems fine. I'm not sure that would stay in, but to be honest, I have that problem with the Pimoroni boards as well. So here's the Pimoroni board. I think it's very similar, fits in. It is more secure, a little bit more secure. But that's okay for both of them. Now let's come up with some other component. What can we try? Let's try some resistors. Oh, here's an interesting test. Let's try some single inline resistor networks. So you would put them this way. That's fine. Let's try a different one of these boards. Let's try the green one. And that's fine as well. So, to be honest, they're not as good quality as the Pimoroni ones, but they seem okay. I don't know if I'll find trouble with other components fitting into them or not, but time will tell. But I thought I'd let you know, just so you could make an informed purchase. But that's the coloured ones. Maybe less commonly used than these standard style breadboards. Let's talk about these next. Actually, the best way to tell which quality is which, and as you can see I've got two here, so how do I know which is which? The best way to tell them apart is actually the lettering or the printing. The cat is jealous. So here you can see the red line is just kind of broken. Come here, you want to be on camera? Yeah. Can you see here the difference in lettering? You can't, can you? You're a cat. Okay, come on, cat. Okay, the difference in lettering is, and printing in general, is the biggest key. So, oh, cat, stop it. On the good boards, the lettering is clear and unbroken. Doesn't look like it's been done with a dot matrix printer. The fit is a similar issue. I've had a lot of trouble with these. You can't see it, but here when I push it in, it pushes out one of the pins because it doesn't quite like the fit. In the past, I've actually filed pins down to get into breadboards like this. In this one, fine, doesn't push any pins up. Nice fit. Only comes out if you pull it. Pretty good. Let's see. Shall we try some short-headed tests on these as well? Crappy one. Ow, ow. Yeah, that's never gonna go in. Good one. No problem. So, there's some things that are worth spending money on and some things that aren't. Good breadboards are. I should clarify. This one is from, again, Pimoroni. Costs £8. This one, I believe I actually got this one as part of a kit. But it's a Far East one. You could probably get it for a quid or two. Sorry, the other thing I forgot to mention on these Far East ones is that sometimes the lettering is incorrect. So A, B, C, D, E on that side, but then on this side, it's not. So compare with these. A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. Excuse me. That may be a problem to you, it may not be. So, what else do we have on the breadboard front? We have a transparent breadboard. Again, this is from Pimoroni. Slightly cheaper, but it looks like it's made by pretty much the same people, or the same mold, or whatever. Let's check it. Fits easy, super easy, wow. So as I said, I have had trouble in the past with some breadboards where you make a whole big circuit, you put the small components in first, and then you try to put a big socket or something in and it doesn't fit, and nightmare. So tools and breadboards, things like that, are actually worth spending a bit more money on. I was lucky, I had some vouchers, so I've got quite a few Pimoroni type things to go through. I wouldn't obviously normally spend a lot of money on things. I'm the same as anybody else. I go for value, but sometimes cheap things aren't good value because they take a lot of your time to work with. That's pretty much all I have on breadboards. Here's another breadboard that I can't even remember where I got this one from. Ignore the voltage display, I added that. I think I got this one from Maplin, probably years ago, years and years ago. I think it's actually for microprocessors or something. I don't know why you'd need that many voltage rails. I don't. Yeah, I'm not really reviewing that one, so I don't know what I'm talking about it. Anyway, I've got a bunch of stuff from Pimoroni, as you can see. I've not even opened this one to review. And I'll be trying to do the same thing, really. I've been trying to determine what is good value and what isn't, so I do have various items that I'm going to compare. If you're interested in that, you should probably subscribe and tell me so in the comments. I made this video because a couple of people said it was interesting comparing cheap Far East sourced and UK sourced items. So if you are also interested in that kind of thing, let me know. Thank you.